Um, Welcome to Go Long Live. I am Barry Long the second. Make sure you don't forget the two. We are live on CoachellaValley.com. We are also live on today'scalifornia.com, live on Facebook, live streaming. We thank everybody for tuning in. Thank everybody for listening. If you don't tune in, you just got the audio version. We also thank you to everyone for sharing the post. Please continue to share the post. Show's been doing pretty well. Got some exciting things that we're going to be adding in the next couple of weeks. Some sponsors, some different locations that we'll be recording live from. So we're just excited. So like I said, this is Go Long Live. And hopefully y'all had a great weekend. I know I had a wonderful weekend. Got a lot of stuff done. Watched some Olympics. There's a lot of Olympics going on right now. It's a lot of sports that I'm not even sure should be considered Olympic sports. It's just it's a lot, man. But yeah, I had a chance to really sit down this weekend and catch a lot of those sports. The first one that I caught was the fencing. Fencing is just ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know how people are actually how they're keeping score with this fencing. It's like somebody gets poked first, I guess. I also watched rowing. I got a chance to check out some handball. Now I looked it up. It looks like a combination of soccer and basketball. And I looked it up and I typed in on Google combination of soccer and basketball, and literally something called speedball popped up. And I was like, I think that's a combination of – I don't think that's a combination of basketball and soccer. I think that's a combination of heroin and cocaine. But, yeah, so handball is what that's actually called, and it's actually a pretty good sport, man. Those are some strong athletes. Basketball, we lost our first game. I tried to warn you guys. We lost our game to France, and we will talk about that coming up. We will also talk a little bit about Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, and whether or not they're going to be in camp, because training camps are starting. NFL training camps are just getting ramped up. Some have already started. Some are getting ready to begin. We're also going to talk NBA free agency. NBA free agency is going to be very interesting this season with all of these stars that are going to be on the move potentially. You got Kawhi Leonard, you got CP3. So we'll get into all of that. We'll also be by Pete Campbell live here on Go Long Live with Barry Long II. Now, we're going to begin with the United States. The United States basketball team failed to France. As you know, Kevin Durant is the leader of that team. You've got some questionable starters on this team, in my opinion. Questionable players on this team and starters. I mean, let's just be real. But Jeremy Grant, in my opinion, shouldn't be on the team. Zach LaVine is in the starting lineup. He shouldn't be in the starting lineup, in my opinion, especially when you got a guy like Devin Booker coming off the bench. I'm not even really sure Draymond Green should be starting in this lineup. It's just one of those weird years. And if you look at the jerseys, we were doomed from the beginning. Look at the jerseys; they're terrible. We were doomed from the beginning, but we finally had a little bit of hope when we got Chris Middleton, Devin Booker, and Drew Holiday coming out of the finals, going straight over to Tokyo. We think, hey man, these guys are in shape. They've been scoring. Hopefully they're not tired, and they looked a little bit tired. I mean, Devin Booker got into foul trouble early. Kevin Durant got into foul trouble. He actually fouled out of the game. Finished with 10 points only. And the story of this game really was Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier and the France basketball team as a whole just playing at a high level. Of course, they have Rudy Gobert from the Utah Jazz, the center, the dominant big man. He is their anchor down low. And when you can only throw JaVale McGee or Bam Adebayo at a guy like Rudy Gobert, you're going to have problems. You're definitely going to have problems. And Rudy Gobert is one of the best rim protectors in the league. So with our small lineup that we've got going on for the Olympics, it was just really, really interesting to see, how we were going to respond in that first game in Tokyo, because we struggled in Las Vegas in the exhibition games, but we really did. It really did transfer over to Tokyo, and it's not a good thing. It's actually a terrible thing. And now all we got to do is beat Iran. I didn't even know Iran had a basketball team. Shout out to Iran. Iran, we have Iran on Wednesday, and then we have Czechoslovakia on Saturday. Those should be winnable games, but you never know the way that we're playing right now. But those are winnable, definitely winnable games. And then the U.S. national basketball team will then make it into the medal rounds. And then we've got some more competition. We'll probably be seeing Nigeria. We'll probably be seeing Australia. Might see France again. Hopefully, we see France in that gold medal game, and we can really make a splash in that game. Now, when it comes down to the gold medals, if you looked at the Olympics, if you've watched any of it, the Japan national team is number 1 with the 8 gold medals. The United States are number 7. We have 7 gold medals. We're number 2. China number 3 with 6 gold medals, and ROC with 4 gold medals. Now, I looked up ROC. Because I saw this yesterday. I was like, what the hell is a ROC? Because the only thing I know about ROC is like Jay-Z. Like, it's The Rock. But apparently, ROC stands for Russian Olympic Committee, because the Russians, the actual country Russia, is on a 2-year ban for performance-enhancing drugs, for steroids. So they found some kind of loophole to where they can now still compete. So half of their athletes are competing as the ROC, which is just ridiculous in my opinion. It's the absolutely most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my opinion. But shout out to Putin for finding a loophole and getting his guys out there. So if this did happen to the United States, what would we be? The UOC, the United States Olympic Committee? Just one of those random things. But yeah, it's been a pretty good start for the United States. We hope to be in that number 1 position right there, but we just haven't seen the gymnasts do as well as they've done in the past. Simone Biles struggle. We haven't seen the swimming do as well. So we just the sports that we normally dominate, like basketball and other things, we're not dominating. So hopefully that will come up and it'll be better. Now we are Go Long Live. I'm Barry Long the second. Don't forget the 2. And joining us now is Pete Campbell. What's up, Pete?
What's up, Barry?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing excellent. How was your weekend?
Oh, it's been a trying weekend. I've had a little bit of a toothache, one of that. It's got me just questioning. I don't like the dentist. None of us. Too, yeah, but I'm gonna go. So
you gonna go to the dentist?
Yeah, I'm gonna handle that anyway.
That's what's up. Man. So, did you catch any of the Olympics this weekend?
I did. I've been watching some varieties of sports. The 3-on-3 basketball.
What the hell is that?
I was like, hey, maybe me and Barry could get a team, get a little gold medal going. We get a big man. We get a big man. We're in there.
We had Anthony Davis.
I always wondered that, but these people have, they've worked their whole lives to get to these positions, and I can't take anything away from them,
And one of the greatest things about
the handball the
Olympics.
Sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off. Handball, I've been telling my friends because we play sports, and I was like, I think we could probably get a team in this handball. Honestly,
that is a sport that we could do. That is definitely a sport we could.
I think we could do it. What do we need? How many papers do we need to sign to get a committee?
I don't know, but we definitely need a goalie, and we need 2. All you need is a goalie, 2 goals.
I'll play goalie
and a ball.
I'll play goalie. I'm a big guy. Take up a lot of space.
You got to be nimble too, man.
Definitely.
So we saw a few athletes this already, and the Olympics is going until August 8th. But we've seen a few athletes already test positive. In the golfing, Bryson DeChambeau tested positive. He won't be participating in the Olympics. A few other athletes. So I mean, the thing is that players need to get vaccinated, and it just is what it is. I mean, the reason why we've got all they're naming them by the Greek alphabet. So you have the alpha variant, the beta variant. Now we're at the delta. Y'all don't want to see the epsilon. Right. Y'all don't want to see the epsilon variant. Whoa, that'll be dangerous. But it trickled over to the NFL. So now the NFL players, if there is a outbreak, same thing. If there's an outbreak in COVID protocol violations by non-vaccinated players, they will be fined $14,650.
That's kind of a random number. Let's round it to 15.
They should have just rounded it to 15. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they probably prorated it based off some the average game check in the league or something.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about the vaccination?
Vaccination. Well, you got to get it if you're going to be participating. You got to get vaccinating, I guess you could say.
Are you rapping on the show now?
I'm a poet and I know it. I think we saw, Milwaukee, just seeing them outside when just the visuals of the people all gathered together. I think we need to wear the mask and, take it seriously again because look what happened. We all got loose.
Talking about this picture right here.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some COVID going around in that group of people.
And I only see like 1 or 2 masks in that whole picture. It's ridiculous. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're not wearing masks.
So the NFL is going to fine players, and if you're caught on the sidelines and you're not playing, you're not in the game, and you're caught without a mask, that's an automatic $14,000 fine. So the NFL is not playing.
And I do think the NFL is coming up. That's what everyone's going to be watching right now. So they're going to try to have them wear masks so that it's it trickles down to the people. Hopefully, when we see them wearing it, and it's like, oh, okay, my favorite player's wearing it, I'm gonna wear it.
It sounds so superficial, but that's how a lot of Americans.
I need a Tatis mask right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I heard somebody say something like so ridiculous, like if LeBron James gets the vaccine, then I'll get it. I'm like, bro, you're gonna let LeBron James determine your health?
Well, sheesh. I mean, sheesh. Michael Jackson. I don't want to go into it, but the Michael Jackson followers. I mean, remember how the fandom, what they would do for the man. I mean, whatever he did, they did. It's just like some people are just caught up in that fandomness, and they don't live for themselves or think for themselves, and that's the problem with the world today. We all got our own mind.
Absolutely.
Use them wisely.
Well, speaking of problem with the world today, we're just gonna jump right into the meme of the day.
Let's get
now,
it.
Everybody is aware that Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson have already been to space. They've been to outer space.
This is the meme
that I saw. Jeff Bezos has spent more time in space than the Jets have spent time in the playoffs over the last 10 years. It's just ridiculous. But it's the truth. It is the truth. And Jeff Bezos only was up there. It's like a 10-minute flight. Bro, did you see when the feeling that the shape of the shape of
the rocket
was kind of like the shape of this microphone.
I didn't even believe,
but a little bit.
I saw it, I'm just like, oh, okay. It
definitely had the shape of a certain part of anatomy that we're not going to describe right now.
It was shaped like a rocket. It just kind of round. It's a rounded rocket.
with the shaft.
Were usually pointy. This thing was rounded. It's just the world. Have you ever? Oh, I'm not going to go into it, but Idiocracy was a great movie. Everyone should go see it. I don't know if you've seen it, but you should see that. You got to see that movie.
You and all your random movies, man. But yeah,
I'm telling you.
So you remember that feeling that that feeling that you have every time you go on a roller coaster and you just got off the roller coaster and you're like your adrenaline's pumping. You're like, yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah. I know that.
That's the same exact look that Jeff Bezos had on his face after he came out of space. It looked like the ultimate amusement park ride.
Oh, man.
Would you go to space if you could, bro?
I would, but I wouldn't spend tons of money like him. I think it's a little bit of a waste. Yeah. I mean, 10 minutes? I don't know. The guy's doing what he wants in life, and shoot, that's what we got to do. So I praise to him, you know what I mean?
On behalf of us.
I just think we could like solve world hunger, and there's other things we could be we could be tackling. You know what I mean?
Exactly. What he said when he was being interviewed was he said straight up, thank you to all the Amazon employees right now. Thank you to all the Amazon customers. You all paid for this. That's what he said. Woo. He had the nerve to say
all the random stuff you've been buying over the last 2 years. And I've heard people like admittedly going on Facebook saying, I've got sort of an Amazon.com addiction. And we're not talking watching movies on Prime. They're buying things,
They're buying random stuff. Like an onion dicer. Like, come on, man.
Dicer.
Can't you just cut your own onions with a knife?
I did buy one random thing. It was that bottle cutter, and I was gonna make. I don't know what I was gonna do, but it turned any bottle into a glass and give it the perfect edge.
That sounds like a single man.
I never put it together, and I never used it.
Wow! Wow!
Back to sports.
We are live on CoachellaValley.com. We are live on today'scalifornia.com. We thank you to everybody for tuning in. You can always comment if you're watching on Facebook. So there's another thing that happened last week that I didn't get to ask you about. The Cleveland Indians changed their names to the Cleveland Guardians. How do you feel about that
Wow.
name change? That's
Oh,
the logo
man.
right there.
You're hitting me with a full blown like mind popper right now, because I mean, I've always been a Cleveland Indians fan. The movie The Major League, like was epic in my upbringing.
Yeah.
Shoosh, I can't deal with that. I don't know. That logo, man, I'm gonna have to take another look at it.
That logo is a little.
It's like a big block of
take another look at it.
The Guardians. Oof.
The Guardians of the Galaxy.
The baseball's too big.
It looks
I
like
like
a minor league.
I like the G though. I mean, the G's pretty cool. Just the G
the-
in the wing with the baseball
the
with the double box and everything.
The G's pretty gangster. The G's pretty gangster.
The G for gangster.
Yeah. And then So I mean, I don't know. It looks like a minor league logo to me.
No more.
But yeah, you're right. The baseball is way too big. Baseball's too big in that.
It's too big. But they're getting rid of what's his name? Joe, the Indian Joe. Indian Joe.
Yeah, the guy that plays the drums.
Long time Indian, just like that. I got it right there on my wall somewhere. I got the Indians hat somewhere, but oh man, we're not gonna. You can't. What about the Redskins too? The Redskins, are they gonna?
The Redskins look. This is
are
what
they naming their team?
They have not named their team yet. They had a few names that they came up with, but they haven't named it yet. And if the Cleveland Indians can do it mid-season. They won't start using the Guardians name until after the season. But if the Cleveland Indians can do it mid-season, then the Washington football team, what WTF, bro? They had enough time to come up with something. So I hate the WFT name. Now speaking of name change,
Washington football team.
A guy that we are very familiar with because he's been on he's been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years. He won it 2 years ago. Travis Kelce. Okay, he's the tight end from the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody knows him as Travis Kelce. People think that he's arguably the top tight end in the NFL right now. Yes. Well, he also has a brother named Jason Kelce who played on the Philadelphia Eagles, won a Super Bowl with them as a lineman. Well, he just came out yesterday and he said that his name is not pronounced Kelce. It's Travis Kelce.
Kelce.
Well, doesn't that kind of like take a little bit of his mystique away?
I'm just thinking, Kelce. I'm just thinking you should have done it at the beginning. It's too late. Just keep riding with Kelce. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
just keep going with it.
All of a sudden, Kelce. All of a sudden, it's one of those. It's definitely an all of a sudden. All of a sudden, it's Kelce. And
I can think of at least I've never heard anybody pronounce it Travis Kelce, and I'm pretty sure I've heard him say Travis Kelce. I'm not sure, but it's just one of those things. It's like
the brother. Late. So the center, right, for the Eagles is, I don't know if he still plays for the Eagles. He's a great.
He's retired now.
He was a great football player too. So now he's coming out saying you've been saying my name is wrong the whole time.
Yeah. Well, apparently he told somebody years ago, but he wasn't as popular as his brother.
They shoved it under the rug.
So the better brother says something, and then now the name changes. It's kind of ridiculous, but so it's now pronounced Travis Kelce. So if you hear anybody out say Kelce,
I will call him Travis Kelce.
Please, if you hear anybody say Kelce,
Mahomes to
correct him. Yes,
Mahomes to Kelce. That's how it sounds. Just in case anybody, Mahomes to Kelce. Kelce with a touchdown.
It just doesn't feel right
on his head. Yeah, we'll get used to it. We always do. We always get used to things in sports.
We might. We
like that Guardians logo. It's gonna take a more.
That Guardians logo. I don't know.
Wow, it's a little boxy, like a bowl.
It's a little too much. Yeah, I mean, baseball logos are usually like more. They're more simple. And this one is a little bit too much for me.
The thing about those logos is they were all like classic logos, like done in the 50s and 40s and 20s even. And some of those fonts are like phenomenal fonts that they can't be messed with. You know what I mean? They're just works of art. And you get some graphic artist from 2021 and they're going, let's see. It's not going to translate. It's just not going to translate,
Absolutely.
They'll change it like 4 times, 5 times before they find the right one, just like we all do. I mean, the Padres have been changing their colors since, we can't get it right, but
the Padres they've got a few different logos. I actually like the throwback logo that they're using this year. I think it's nice.
Swinging Padre is, I think, the OG stuff, original stuff. You got to go with it. Always the best. Always the best.
So, we also had some news. We're live on CoachellaValley.com, live on
We are live.
California.com. And we also had some news coming out of the college football world. Now, Kansas is going to be the biggest name school in the Big 12 because Texas and Oklahoma, as you can see, those are the schools right there. Texas and Oklahoma have officially requested to leave the Big 12, and they want to go over to the SEC. Now, the SEC standing for Southeastern Conference. Doesn't really make sense because Texas is not Southeast, and neither is Oklahoma. But we see other schools that have transferred to the SEC, and it's very, very it's kind of touchy situation here with the Big 12 because they only have 10 teams as we speak, and if you take away Texas and Oklahoma, you only have Kansas, West Virginia, and Baylor. I mean, those are the only 2-3 powerhouse schools you got there. So we might end up seeing some of these other schools once 2025 and the contract ends for Texas and Oklahoma. We might see some of these other schools deviate to other conferences, maybe the Pac-12, maybe even the SEC. So just a little touching breaking news right there for everyone that the Big 12 may not be what we have seen it be in the past.
Wasn't it the Big 10 to begin with?
It was the Big 10. They added 2 teams, and then they became the Big 12, and then
you can't call it the Big 12 with 10.
And they couldn't go back to.
You know what I'm saying?
They couldn't go back to the Big 10. It's a hot mess. Conferences in general are just a hot mess. I don't think there should be conferences. I think there should just be a college. I mean, maybe you could deviate them into like actual regions, but when you have teams that are 4 or 5 states away,
they have to play for something so they have something to like strive for. The record, who we're going to play.
It makes the conferences make a lot of sense in basketball because the winner of the conference tournament gets the automatic berth into the NCAA
in football. Tournament. Not even enough games to play everybody.
They've got to figure it out some kind of way. But also we have some big. Go ahead.
I'm so excited for football. I just want to throw that in there. I'm so excited for football.
Yeah, and that's what we're jumping to right now. Football is coming back. NFL training camps are starting this week. We've seen some NFL training camps already start. We're seeing that the Packers are going to start tomorrow. Aaron Rodgers is the big name, man, because Aaron Rodgers Packers training camp opens tomorrow, and he's saying that he might come back to Green Bay. He might not. That's what he's been saying in the past, but. Last night on Twitter, he and both Devontae Adams, they both posted the same picture simultaneously of the Jordan Last Dance, the cover of that documentary. So are they trying to imply that they're going to have a last dance and they're going to win a Super Bowl this year? So that means Aaron Rodgers might show up to camp tomorrow? We don't know. But that remains to be the biggest piece to fall. And I hope that he does. That does go back. How do you feel about Aaron Rodgers?
Huge piece to fall. I mean, Green Bay, Packer Nation must just be in. They're just wondering what's going to happen. I mean, anything else to them is probably not important at this point. Aaron Rodgers news. That's the best quarterback besides Tom Brady, in my opinion, in the NFL. And he will change a franchise instantly. Instantly, whoever he goes to is going to be a contender. So I don't know. I think Green Bay needs to figure that out quickly.
But, they absolutely do. Now, the GM Gutekunst and head coach LaFleur,
they were actually my pick to win it all before Brady took them out. I thought that they were going to win it last year. I did. Yeah. So all the other pieces are there. If you're going to not let Aaron Rodgers go and bring someone in, you might as well just hang him up, call it a day.
And he's got the best receiver in the league in Devontae Adams. The Madden ratings came out, and he's officially a part of the 99 Madden Club. So his ratings are 99. They're calling him the best receiver.
Their chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry is ridiculous. And Devontae Adams' footwork, just the way he runs routes.
He just
the last dance comparison is a real comparison in my opinion. I think that this team. I mean, we've seen them make it to the NFC Championship year after year and not get over that hump. Aaron Rodgers only has 1 ring. This could be that last dance, and it wouldn't surprise me to see them win the Super Bowl.
He's starting to feel the pressure, of that whole legacy, the legacy of Aaron Rodgers. 1 ring. Absolutely. I bet everybody, if you ask them, they'd probably say he has more than that. But
they would assume.
They would assume.
And that's kind of like what Peyton Manning was up against in the end of his career before he went to Denver. He had one ring.
Yeah.
He had been to AFC
and
Championship.
his brother had 2.
His brother had 2.
Or
so thank God for John Elway and for the Denver Broncos for allowing and that defense, because that defense really won that championship. He didn't win that championship. That defense won the championship.
Oh, yes.
But he was able to get his second ring, and maybe we'll see the same for Aaron Rodgers. Now, another big name in the training camp news is Deshaun Watson. Now, Deshaun Watson, we know, has been going through some legal issues. They're civil legal issues. He's not being investigated right now by the Houston Police Department for over 20 women alleging that he had sexual and misconduct with them during massages. Now he's saying that all the women
during massages.
Yeah, he's saying that all these there's 20. It's more than 20 different women that are accusing him, and he says that he has about 18 to 20 women, different women, that can confirm that he's never asked them to do anything like that during a massage. So my question is, why does he have 40 different massage therapists? Isn't that something like you should just have one that you really trust? And like your ghost. I mean,
variety.
That's asking for trouble.
Yeah, he's definitely got a problem. That's for sure. Well, I mean, we can count.
Yeah, he definitely does.
I mean, if you can count more than 10, you got a problem. Obviously, he's got 20 that he's got a problem with, and he's like, "Hey, I got 20 that say I'm great over here, and I don't do any of that." You just dug yourself deeper in the hole, buddy. Don't go.
Yeah.
Nah. Okay, let's get all 20.
And despite
go ahead.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And despite having all these issues and the women that are coming forward, he still has yet to be charged criminally. So we don't want to jump the gun and say that he is guilty, but we can't. I think it's officially safe to say that he has an issue with massage therapists. Like, it's too many. But what he also has an issue with is the way that the Houston Texans
he's showing up to camp, right?
His contract situation. Yeah, he's had a problem with the way they've handled everything except his contract. The way that they've handled the team, the decisions that they've made, they haven't come to him like they will other franchise quarterbacks and say, "Hey, what kind of receivers do you want?" They got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, who he was very, very fond of, and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that was a big
Let's
mistake.
not kid ourselves. This guy's a top 5 quarterback in the league. So last year he led the league in yards per attempt, and he led the league in yards as a quarterback. Yeah. More than Tom Brady, more than Patrick Mahomes, more than Aaron Rodgers, who was the MVP. And this is all without DeAndre Hopkins. All these D's.
He's a threat with his legs. I mean, he can run. He's probably faster than most receivers out there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and he doesn't even have to use his legs with the arm strength and the talent that he has. So he is definitely a good pickup. Now, the Texans, Coach David Culley and GM Nick Caserio have said that he did show up yesterday to camp because he would have been daily fined $50,000. $50,000 a day, my man.
Wow.
So he dodged that, just like he dodges DEs in the league. And now Texas is actually listening. The Texans are listening to trade offers. We could see him being traded, but as soon as early as this week. Now, I, for one, think that the Denver Broncos will be a great destination for him. Got some really good pieces there already, some good skill position players, and you also got a pretty good defense. What do you think is the best landing spot potentially for a Deshaun Watson? And he's been linked to San Francisco. He's been linked to a few other teams.
Well, any city that's got a good massage therapist, will probably work. But no, that. Chicago. Who needs a quarterback? I haven't really thought about it.
Chicago drafted Justin Fields, but we don't know what these rookies are turning out to be. So Chicago is a definite.
I would say
landing spot.
Not Philadelphia, because Philadelphia found their guy. Shoot. I don't know. You tell me, Barry.
How about I think Denver. I think Denver is a perfect spot for him.
Denver needs a quarterback for sure.
Denver needs a quarterback.
San Francisco. What about San Francisco?
San Francisco has they drafted the young guy Trey.
They did.
Trey Lance, and then they also have Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster. But
I don't like
those
Garoppolo.
guys aren't for sure answers at the quarterback spot. We have a lot of questions with Jimmy G, and we don't really know what Trey is going to be coming out of college, because he only played in Division II. So that remains to be seen. But
it's too many question marks with Deshaun Watson right now. I don't think anybody wants to sign that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
isn't it crazy that he showed up and that he's been
yikes.
so mean to the team, and then he's got all these allegations surrounding him? It's like, bro, he's got bad energy walking into that building.
Oh, I got a breaking news. Packers are close to bringing Aaron Rodgers on. Just now popped up on my phone.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
yeah. So that's breaking news. That's from ESPN, by the way.
Okay. Shout out to Adam Schefter from ESPN. So we definitely probably will see Aaron Rodgers come back. And, you know, as Aaron Rodgers has been doing in the past, no matter how he feels with his head coach, because he had some problems with Mike McCarthy, he still goes out there and performs. So if he has any issues with the front office or has any issues with Matt LaFleur, I don't expect it to affect his performance whatsoever.
Barry, did you see Tom Brady throw the pass?
Yes, I did see that. And that was but I've heard that was doctored.
Was it? That's what I had to find out. Was that doctored?
Because the way the thing is spinning, it spins outwards. So if you throw it into it, it would spin, but it would have spat it back out immediately. It's somebody had to stop it and then let it get sucked in and then press the button.
It's
Tom Brady, and I still believe that he did.
The accuracy. Just look out for that man this year.
Absolutely, man. And what we're going to talk on Wednesday, we're going to talk some NBA free agency, but because we got a lot of names that are going to drop. Kawhi Leonard is going to drop. We want to see if he's going to go back to the Clippers. Chris Paul, who we know has been the leader, the unquestionable leader of that Phoenix Suns franchise, he's now, on the fence whether he wants to stay there or leave. Because if he stays, let's face it, if LeBron and AD are healthy, if Kawhi Leonard stays on the Clippers and him and Paul George are healthy, the Phoenix Suns won't make it back to the NBA Finals. Not with this group. So as presently constructed, he has to look at his options, and if he really wants a ring, maybe going to LA would be the best chance. But we're going to talk all that on Wednesday. I just wanted to show you this quick video real quick, Pete. Yeah. This is all right. So you're familiar. There's no fans at the Japanese Olympics this year in Tokyo, but what they do have attractions, and Japan has been one of the leaders in technology over the past 50 years. I mean, they got the PlayStation 5 right now.
Sony.
They got the PlayStation 6 probably right now.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So, but they have a robotic basketball player that they brought out during the halftime show of the games. And this is the video of it. This is the robot at the 3-point line about to shoot a 3-pointer and swish it.
Oh, wow.
Just amazing.
Wow. Woo. Oh, look at that.
That's wet. Just
like
Steph Curry. Steph Curry. Yes.
That artificial arc. Wow.
Now watch this.
Oh, now he's got swag too as he slides back.
He slides back to half court from the logo.
Major swag. I got to see this.
This is quite interesting.
Is this thing just wet?
This thing. I don't know if they have to adjust the settings.
No, he probably got it dialed.
It takes him a while to shoot, though, man.
Right.
Shot clock violation.
Wow. Ooh. Man, he doesn't miss, huh?
Yeah. So we could potentially be seeing this at halftime shows for the Laker games, for the Clipper games.
I want to see a full court robot shot.
I want to see a full court robot basketball game. It's coming. It's definitely
that'd be
coming.
Sweet. Let's write the script now.
Let's do it. Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in on todayscalifornia.com, CoachellaValley.com. Thank you, Pete Campbell, for doing an amazing job. For sure, man. And we are going to leave you all. We'll see you on Wednesday. Make sure you stay motivated, stay focused, stay inspired. Remember, you're